all in a bunch because you got to get them started in here. There it goes. Yeah. Yes. Last thing you want is to do this too much, and you could crack it. Or the metal thing inside could pop off too, but you know, I'm good. I'm good, just good. Okay. You see, now that's gonna roll up just fine, just like the white wires, because we had everything planned out, didn't we? Are we ready to roll that in? I hope your answer was yes, because that's what we're doing now. Okay. Sometimes you can get it with just one roll, but you know, it's fine. 2 rolls fits right on in there. If you start it properly, you just have to start it properly. Get that wire nut situated. Trying to keep my grubby hands off the wall. Wow. See, this box is giving me fits. It's already pushing into the wall slightly because this hole was the existing hole, remember? So I gotta loosen this up, pull it back out, get that tab back up over the sheetrock there and lift this up a little bit. With me doing all that finagling and stuff, it pushed down in here and I had to press that in there, some extra effort to get that all in there, right? Yeah, the box is getting full. I think I got enough room. Presto, spaghetti-o. You see, I got that on the outside now because I just loosened up the screw. That loosened up the flap. I pulled it out, lifted it up. See, I've got barely enough room over that, and I raised this up because it was pushed down too far. That's why when you cut in your own, you don't want to cut your opening this big, okay? You saw I didn't cut that opening. That was that old box location. All right, we're about ready to put this plug in, but before I do that, obviously, this was the one that I took off. Remember, I cut the wires? I'll loosen up all these screws, get this all set up to go. Okay, I got this all set. Now this time, because I've got a lot of, these wires are pretty full up towards the top. Instead of leaving the top screw loose, I'm going to leave the bottom screw loose of the silver, which is the white, the neutral wire. I'm going to do the same thing on this side, the bottom screw, but I'm going to tighten up the top screw. I don't want that hitting anything there. And that'll kind of give me just a little bit more room here, I think. Okay, are we ready to put this in now? I hope you didn't say yes, because you're wrong. Remember, we got to take these tabs off. Up here, and these tabs down here, because this is the cut-in box, remember? This little area here is going to fit right on in that little gap. Alright, so take these tabs off now. The easiest way to do that, there's a little score mark there. And I wouldn't advise just taking your pliers and trying to bend that, because sometimes you bend beyond the score. I take my wire cutters and I score that just a little more. And if you're strong, and if you got sharp ones, you could snap that off, but I'm not. And so you can just mark that. Okay, then grab it just above the mark and twist on it. Pops right off. Okay, do that on the other ends now. See, that's all you need. That's for a cut-in box. That's what it's going to look like for the cut-in box. For a regular box over sheetrock, you leave those tabs on because then that gives you more room to grab onto the sheetrock. You know what I mean? Now if you forget to do that until after you get the wires attached, you can do it with it sticking out this far. It's just easier if you remember now. No biggie. Okay. Oh, we're almost ready to hook this up, but we got to strip these wires back, remember? I'm going to make those back, what, about an inch or so. I got my tape right here. Let's just measure it. I only got three quarters. And see, I want to do that because I want the end of the curly Q to come out far enough so I can grab it nice and easy beyond this black area here. Do you see? So that's why I have to strip back so far. It's just easier to do it that way. Wow, I might have done that one too much. Inch and a 1/16. Probably fine. Is there a rule that says it has to be an inch? No. Just an arbitration I'm telling you. Okay? Alright. And here's the fun part. Getting them in here. What is it? 3/16 or so. Or maybe a hair more, and roll it up. Pull it out. The same thing on the white one. 3/16 or so. Roll it up. And pull it out. You can kind of twist it and look at it. And if you think it needs to be a tighter curve, you can do that. See? Just made that tighter. Now that might be a little bit too much. So back that off just a hair, like that. I'm going to take the ground wire and do the same thing. Okay? That's what I want so far. You know what? I think you can do this. Not hard, huh? Ground wire only. Looped up and around the screw, because I'm going to tighten the screw to the right. So I want this going down and then over to the right and up. Just do it sideways like before, as long as I get it on there properly. Swivel it around. Ooh, what's that? Put a little kicker in there. Pinch that together. That looks pretty good. Let's see if I can pinch it a little bit more, okay? Because I'm right-handed, that's why I'm just doing it. And I just do it upside down. It doesn't matter. I'm tightening this up. Okay. I can leave that right there. I don't even have to do anything with it. White wire's right here. Let's just get that going. Put a little kicker in it. Just a bit. I can fold it up over there like that. Now I can turn it, see? And it's too wide, so I just kind of hold it like that. Now I can pinch that together. Pinch it together. It fits in a nice little slot there. I want it angled so it's coming straight out the back. Okay. Tighten that sucker up. There we go. See, once you start playing with the two, and we turn this around, the ground screw sometimes gets loose. Just by turning it like that. Okay? So you can check that. Yeah, see, that was loose, just a hair. It's funny how you think that the screw is really tight, but that's because I twisted it up into place. You know? White one usually doesn't have that problem, but okay. Now, all we got to do is a black wire. Let's get that into place. Put the little kicker in it, just a hair, just so I can kind of push it underneath that screw. And that the screw doesn't look like it's out all the way. I guess it is. Once I get it there, now I can swivel it into place. It's not going to swivel all the way until I pinch this together. See? That's why I like to get that ground wire. Remember, the wire stripped that far. Remember, an inch? It seemed like a lot, but you see how I got to do all that? And I've got it up there pretty tight, and that's fine. Okay, now I can hold that out that way so it's going straight out. Tighten her up. See how when you got it looped up and around the screw, as you're tightening it has a natural tendency to even make that copper wire that much tighter. Okay, there we go. Ready to push that back in there. Now these wires, okay, the ground wire is down low. I'm going to have that come up and then back down. And I'm even going to have it up higher. Like that. Like an S. Okay? Now, what am I going to do with this one? I guess I can do the same thing. I can have that go up and the white wire go up and back down. The black wire up and back down, like that. You see how that works? Now I can kind of fold it in there, kind of like an accordion door or something. You see? When I push that in there, it's just going to fold up on itself. It should be good. Let me bend the ground wire a little bit more. Okay. Let's try to squeeze that into the box. Okay, I've got to kind of hold it up in here. I'm going to push it right in there like that. I don't want to just hang on to the ends of here because I could bend that. So I want to grab it, be firm with it. And I'm not going to put the screw in the threaded part, just beyond that, because I want to make sure I can at least push this back in tight, you know? I don't want to just go up to the screw and think, okay, yeah, that's fine, now screw it in. Because if you're hitting something on the back side, you're not going to know it. You think, oh, I'll just screw this in, and then you strip the screws out of the plastic box. You know what I mean? Okay, now I can lift it out gently. Put the screw in the plastic threads. And just start a little bit. Don't go down too far, because you got to get this one. You get that one in too far, and then sometimes you have to pull this out, and then you start bending the bracket. Okay? We don't want that, do we? Now you can look at it and kind of line it up, see if it's going to go straight in, and I think it's going to. And again, that's why I do it by hand. In case it starts getting too tight to screw in, I'll stop and take a look at it and see what's going on. You know, that good stuff. Jeez. I wish they'd make these threads just a hair deeper. They don't. really fill it in the fingers after a while. Tonight, your fingers are gonna be kind of sore. Yeah, I did that too far because I'm not in the groove here. There. I know my box is pretty straight. And so if I just give it the same gap, I'll look at that first. And then if I have to move it, I will. You know, that's where it looks. I've just kind of eyeball that, and that looks really good. Okay, I can cinch it down. Oops, it moved on me. Slide that. There we go. It's right into place. See why we needed to have those tabs out of there? And in a pinch, you don't want to move that, or if, let's say it was way off, you could slide that over, and if you need a little bit more, you could loosen up this box and slide the box a little bit too. So you got lots of ways to make this straight up and down. Do a good job. Counting on you.